Bernie and Boys Fishing Show. Today we have the instructional video on how to fillet the beautiful smallmouth bass, a unique variety only found on the northern American hemisphere of America.
The northern hemisphere of America.
This beautiful baby was caught this morning.
By me.
Right here on Lake Champlain.
By me.
By little Bernier, drinking out of Boba Fett's head. On a quarter-ounce drop shot with a... What was it?
Super Fluke.
What was a watermelon green magic?
Super red
Fluke?
magic or something.
Zoom, doesn't matter. He's never going to be able to do it again, so here we are. About to cook up some dinner. We've got a couple fillets already done. We've got some salmon that Cameron caught earlier today. He prepared very nicely with a pepper rub. Dried it immediately. I've never seen anything like it. It was quite impressive. But step-by-step instructional video on how we're going to turn this beautiful baby into one of those. So, a couple very, very simple steps. First thing we're going to do is cut behind the head, spin her around, cut down behind the spine. From there, we'll separate the meat from the rib cage, cut down along the belly, and fillet it out the back. Flip it over, fillet all the meat off the skin. Very, very simple process. Takes a couple times to master, but Cameron's going to give it a try on the second one, so we'll see how this goes. So, first thing, Vin, pick that up, hold that knife at a 45, and cut right down and around the head, okay? Start that cut off. You're going to want to get the dullest knife you can possibly find in your kitchen for this process. Okay, hold it at a 45-degree angle and stab the crap out of the fish. If you're not holding the knife and stabbing in a sharp jerking motion, then you're just not doing it properly. Alright, really get down in there behind the head. Your knife is gonna stop eventually, right down on the center line. Boom. Alright, so you got that real nice cut coming back in there. Step 2, spin her around, take the tip of the knife and just come right down all the way to the spine, flip it, and just about an inch follow the spine all the way down the back till you get to the tail. You should feel the tip of the knife scraping along the spine as you work your way down. That's how you know you're getting all the meat right off of it. And right about a half inch to a quarter of an inch before you get to the end of the fish, stop, take the knife out. Then, make sure you don't have any scales left on. You're going to work the knife in and start separating the meat from the bones. Long strokes. Ride the bones, work it all the way off. The only real pressure that you should be applying to the meat is with the thumb, as you just follow that rib cage up those long knife strokes. If it gets difficult to lift the meat, follow the rib cage down the back all the way. You'll feel the spines a little bit bumpier, and that'll just give you a little bit better leverage to pick the fillet up. Mom's making a guest appearance, sampling the salmon that Cameron caught earlier today.
Look at that. Cameron, you peppered it.
He's smoking.
Perfectly.
How do you smoke a fish in 10 minutes?
Peppered it. Perfectly.
Amazing. Don't worry about it.
Now, right at the top of the rib cage, as you can see, the ribs are going to end up coming into the fillet. You're just going to cut through that. And just when you get on the other side, find those rib bones and follow those down. You see how that's separating just right off, just beautifully.
Just beautifully.
Alright, so now we've got the fillet completely separated from the rib cage, all nice and in one piece, still connected to the stomach. Okay, so you're going to want to take that knife. You're you're gonna wanna miss the two fins that are down here. Get as close as possible, but you don't want those. So take those just right off. Just continue. Again, the duller the knife, the better.
Who's sharpening the knife?
Spanky.
It doesn't matter.
Who's the-
I sharpened it for like 20 minutes.
All right, then when you get to this point, come on now. Now that we're at this point, you're gonna want to run your knife right down along the spine. You'll feel it, it'll be bumpy. And again, stopping about 1/2 to 1/4 of an inch from the end of the fish. Take that fillet and just flip it over. As you can see, the body of the fish, very clean of all the meat, right down to the bone. We didn't have to disembowel the fish. It's still in there. Just be careful that you don't cut through any of that, and we have a nice fillet of fish right there at McDonald's, $1.99.
Ready for you, Josh.
Next step, Cameron, if you would please come hold the head of the fish. And Ryan, if you would stop judging me with your
Condescending
look of
eyes.
despise. The next step, without removing the fillet, is make a small incision right through the meat to the skin, without cutting through the skin. From there, you're going to want to fold it over, hold where you just cut, and start filleting that right down the skin. Most of your fillet knives are going to have the hilt of the knife, the handle, a little bit bigger than the blade. So if you're doing it all on one table, it's going to interfere with holding the blade level, and you'll miss some of the meat along this edge. So if you can, use the side of the table, and if it's a big fillet like this, kind of do it in halves.
Fuck that. Big fillet, baby.
Like I said, Ryan caught this fish. He hasn't he let us forget that he caught the biggest fish of the day.
Special Olympics.
3 pounds, 2 ounces. Real nice smallie. Caught on a drop shot. 15-20 feet of water.
It was not 3 pounds 2 ounces. It was 3.2 pounds. That's more.
It is more. He's not wrong. That's math.
I've been taking a lot of that lately.
3 pounds, 8 ounces.
No,
No, that would be
not even a little bit.
16 ounces
As
and a
you,
pound.
as you can
Yes.
see, Cameron
Yeah,
hasn't
3.2.
quite mastered the art of math yet.
3.5 would be 8
Ma- Michael,
What are you
I think
looking at?
I think you should sign out of this video.
You think? Yeah, I don't think we're not done with the fillet yet.
Well, I think you should sign out anyway.
But
Lord help us all.
there we go. Now we've got the fillet separated completely from the skin.
perfect.
All right. Next step. We only got 4 cuts left. You've got 2 halves of the fillet, the top half and the belly. Right down the middle here is where your rib cage was. So you're going to want to cut about 2 to 3 inches
No bones.
out right in the middle to remove all of those bones. It's really only got to be about 1/4 of an inch thick. Cut that guy right out, throw him in the trash. Then, last cut, separate those 2 halves, dunk them in some water, and you have 2 beautiful fillets ready to dip in some oil, put in the fryer.
That right there, gonna look good in some grease.
Don't look good in some grease. And thank you for joining us tonight on the Burning Your Fishing Show. I hope you learned a lot. Cameron's going to give it a shot now, so I'll hand it over to you. Please do not stab me. And you have a great evening.